I wish I could just sit here and read your entire essay into the TV, because it is so good. And I have to say, I read almost all your stuff, and I come to rely on you for scoops about Google and Facebook and YouTube and Twitter and reportage and the news. But this is just a full-blown, passionate manifesto. This is a rant. I love it. You sound mad. This isn't your normal kind of style, is it?
No, not really. I was sort of like summing up everything that happened in the past 2 years. And when you like take it all together, it does make you kind of angry, because especially as someone who grew up with a very free internet in the early 2000s, what we've seen over the past 2 years, and the past even 4 years, is that freedom that the internet was born with was gradually taken away. This great technological gift that was given to an entire generation in the 1990s has been stripped away by these elites who have found new methods to censor it and control it. So that's what I was trying to get across in this piece. Because what we've seen in the past 2 years is that elites are not happy with all the varied ways that people can express their opinions, because it's increasingly going against them. Mm-hmm. Just to clarify, I'm not saying that the examples I list in the piece are referendums. They're trying to overturn Brexit, elections. They're saying the election of Donald Trump was illegitimate. They're now saying the Florida elections were illegitimate. And also on the internet, they're trying to get rid of comment sections. They have got rid of many comment sections underneath news articles on news websites. They're censoring social media. So all these ways in which ordinary people express their opinions or express their preferences have just come under relentless attack over the past few years, because elites are seeing that when people have this power, they use it in ways that they don't like.
Yeah. One of the examples that you cite is in the movie review page called Rotten Tomatoes, which is pretty fun. It's a fun website. I think a lot of people use it when they're Googling a movie. Is it a fresh or a rotten tomato? And there's a percentage there. There's the fancy critics. But I think these days, really, any one of us could be a movie critic or a music critic or a food critic. And, in the olden days, you had to be hired by the New York Times or the Washington Post. Now, you just have a blog, you tweet it. So the idea that ordinary Joes and Janes would say, well, I disagree with that fancy pants reviewer. I like this, I don't like that. That's what the internet's naturally built for. So Rotten Tomatoes has the fancy pants reviewer score, but it also has the grassroots score, the audience score. And right now on the screen, Alan, we have an example you referred to, and I'll just hold this on the screen for a second. So this is a movie called Star Wars: The Last Jedi. And the Star Wars franchise, great franchise, 41 years old. It's getting more and more political. So the official reviewers gave it a 91% fresh rating. But if you look at the audience score, it was only 40-something.
Right, that's the lowest score for any Star Wars movie, except perhaps the Christmas special, I think, according to my knowledge.
So I guess your thesis is, when ordinary people aren't liking something that the establishment says, no, come on, you got to like this. Eat your spinach. This is good for you. You have to like this movie. Sure, it's like that old joke. It's not, Wagner's music is not as bad as it sounds. Well, listen, music is as good or as bad as it sounds. This movie isn't as bad as it felt. Well, then, obviously it was if it felt bad. If you have these illegal thoughts, they're trying to stamp it out, Alan.
Yeah, exactly. And I actually think that, so the first thing to say is just, this goes to low stakes battles and high stakes battles. We see it as high as presidential elections, elites trying to overturn the will of the people. But we also see it at these really low stakes battles over, movie review scores. You see the same trend of elites saying, well, people are disliking this movie for illegitimate reasons. In the same way that they say, people who voted for Trump must be racist or misogynist or all these things, they say that people who don't like the new Star Wars movie are bigots. They don't like and sexist. They don't like the strong female characters and blah blah. They said the people who didn't like the Black Panther movie are all racist. I have my Wakanda Forever shirt here, by the way. Just listen to
That's great. That's an excerpt from my daily show, The Ezra Levant Show, weekdays at 8 p.m. Eastern. Every day I do a monologue, interview a guest, and read my fan mail and my hate mail. To subscribe, go to therebel.media/shows.